Red Bull and Max Verstappen dominated the Belgian GP. Lewis Hamilton crashed with Alonso in the first lap. Ferrari and Charles Leclerc's championship hopes seems unlikely. Red Bull demolished the rest of the grid at the Belgian GP, leaving competitors wondering, and questioning, where is Red Bull generating that pace? Max Verstappen's performance was one for the history books, which saw him dominate the race from 14th on the grid, because of a penalty, to win the Belgian GP by 18 seconds, ahead of his teammate, Sergio Perez. Ferrari's Carlos Sainz, who started on pole, was only able to manage P3, leaving them confused as to what to do, in response to Red Bull's unbelievable pace. After the race, both Charles Leclerc and Benito called Red Bull's pace strange, after Max's dominating performance. So is there something amidst, or has Red Bull won both championships, since there isn't any other team on the grid that can challenge them? Ferrari made note of Max's pace in the practice sessions, and particularly in qualifying, as Max only needed to do a single run, to out-qualify every other car on the grid. Leclerc finished 6th, after starting behind Verstappen on the grid, but suffered an early pit stop due to an issue with his front right brakes, which was later revealed, was due to a visor tear-off from Max, that got stuck in his wheels. Leclerc admitted the championship is definitely looking extremely difficult now, having fallen 98 points behind Verstappen, and been overhauled by the other Red Bull of Sergio Perez. But, Binotto is optimistic Ferrari can at least be more competitive at upcoming races, as he is more convinced this was a track-specific occurrence, and thinks Ferrari was also hamstrung by poor tyre management. To make things worse, Leclerc was running 5th, but Ferrari decided to box him for fresh softs, to try and get the fastest lap. However, Leclerc, who thought the late pit stop was a bad idea, was unable to get the fastest lap, which went to Max, but got a 5 seconds time penalty from driving 1 km/h too fast in the pit exit. This resulted in Leclerc being demoted to 6th place, and Alonso jumping to 5th place. Speaking of Alonso, Lewis Hamilton came into contact with Alonso on the first lap, which saw the rear of the Mercedes driver's W13 pointing to the sky, and soon came crashing down, resulting in some serious damage to the car. Despite Lewis's attempt to continue the race, the damage was too severe to proceed, and had to stop the car on the tracks, and retire from the race completely. Alonso was so upset at the incident that he called Lewis an idiot, and someone who only knows how to drive, and start in first place. Lewis Hamilton says, the collision with Fernando Alonso in the Belgian Grand Prix was his fault, and takes full blame, but that the Spaniard's comments over team radio mean, he won't speak to him in person. In his post-race comments, Lewis noted that, "So unfortunate. I mean, it's motor racing. I gave it everything. I tried to overtake on the outside into turn 5, I just didn't leave quite enough space, and I paid the price for it. So yeah, it wasn't intentional. It just happened. I almost broke my back coming down. So it's a big hit. I remember just looking at the ground. So it was quite high. It was definitely high up. I'm grateful to be still alive and in shape. I could hear something's broken in the gearbox. Coming down, I would have broken so much in the back end. So I was told to stop. But obviously, in that moment, you're hopeful you can keep going. But, it was not meant to be." With regards to Alonso's radio comments, Lewis stated that, "I don't really have a response to it, I know how this feel in the heat of the moment. It's nice to know how he feels about me. It's better it's out in the open how he feels. It wasn't intentional. I take full responsibility for the incident, it's what adults do." What did you think of the Belgian Grand Prix? Do you think Alonso overreacted? Or do you think Red Bull's pace is sustainable? Let us know in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more F1 videos.